Welcome to a mind-bending deep dive into the humans are not from Earth hypothesis. Okay, let's unpack this. What if your chronic bad back and that terrible sunburn you got last summer aren't just annoyances? What if they are literal physical proof that you are an alien? We're taking a look at a synthesis of astrobiology and theology today, claiming the mythological Eden is actually a scientifically identifiable exoplanet.
Yeah, it is a pretty radical proposition, to say the least. And just to be clear up front, our mission today is to objectively examine the physical, astronomical, and ethical claims of this exogenesis theory without taking any sides. We are just exploring the evidence provided in the source material to see what it tells us, about our place in the universe.
Right. We are totally impartial here. So, to find our true home, we first have to look at how our bodies seem to fail right here on Earth. I mean, evolving on Earth but constantly fighting its environment is like wearing shoes a half size too small your entire life. You get used to it, but it always hurts.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is the Darwinian anomaly of it all. I mean, a species requiring this much artificial protection from its own local environment is highly unusual. Take Earth's 1.0 G gravity, for example. It causes, chronic spinal issues and severe pelvic complications during childbirth.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about childbirth.
Right. These issues are virtually unique to humans, which strongly implies our skeletal structure was built for a lighter world. And then you have the sun.
Yeah, the sun literally hurts our eyes. We lack the innate UV resistance that native Earth animals like birds or lizards just naturally have. I mean, they bask all day. Plus, if you shut a human in a dark cave, our natural circadian rhythm defaults to a 25-hour cycle, not 24.
We are just biologically out of sync with the rotation of this planet. So to alleviate that skeletal stress, the theory calculates we would need a world with about 80 to 90% of Earth's gravity. We'd also need a solid crust, meaning zero earthquakes, and a cooler star.
Like a K-type or late G-type star, right?
Precisely. That type of star wouldn't blast us with the harsh UV radiation that currently burns our skin. The theory also reimagines the biblical flaming sword guarding Eden as a literal, massive magnetosphere, like a rapidly spinning magnetic shield deflecting radiation.
And holding in a thick atmosphere, right? The source says about 1.2 to 1.5 times the pressure of Earth's. But I have to push back on the planetary mechanics here. If a planet has an atmosphere that dense and it's orbiting close enough to a cooler star to stay warm, wouldn't it become tidally locked, like scorching on one side and freezing on the other?
You would think so, yes.
Oh.
However, that dense atmosphere actually prevents tidal locking through a mechanism called thermal tides. The intense heating of that thick air creates a physical torque.
Oh, so it acts like an atmospheric push.
Yeah, it actively opposes the star's gravitational drag. This asynchronous rotation keeps the planet spinning safely, which would maintain that exact 25-hour day and night cycle our bodies crave.
That is wild. Finding this perfect home world on paper is exciting, but how do we actually find it in the sky? Here's where it gets really interesting. We can actually map ancient mythology to modern galactic coordinates.
Right, because ancient texts talk about moving west to approach the divine.
Exactly. And in modern astronomy, using right ascension coordinates, west points to the area of space trailing the solar apex. It is essentially the cosmic wake our solar system leaves behind as it moves through the galaxy.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, following that exact westward trajectory leads us right to prime candidates like Tau Ceti, which is just 11.9 light years away.
Which has that G8.5 V star.
Right, slightly cooler and older than our sun. But the true clincher is its architecture. A theoretical paradise requires outer gas giants acting like cosmic vacuum cleaners, to suck up rogue asteroids. Plus, it needs a sizable moon to stabilize the habitable planet's axial tilt.
Which prevents apocalyptic seasonal shifts. And Tau Ceti has exactly that multi-planet system. It fits the blueprint and the trajectory perfectly. But matching these coordinates forces a really uncomfortable realization.
It really does. If we actually belong over there in Tau Ceti, it raises an important ethical question about our presence here on Earth. It implies humans are essentially an introduced invasive species.
Yeah, it completely flips the narrative of human dominance into a narrative of human alienation.
Exactly. And looking impartially at the theory's ethical framework, our extractive industrialization, burning oil and tearing up the ground just to simulate our natural habitat, is viewed as an ecological sin. The idea is that the true sovereigns of Earth are its native animals.
Because they adapted naturally without destroying the place.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you listening? It challenges you to view your own environmental footprint through the lens of an extraterrestrial visitor. Maybe Earth hurts because it was never meant for our feet. But it leaves you with a haunting question to ponder.
And it is quite a question.
If humanity ever builds ships to successfully return to Tau Ceti, would we arrive as returning natives? Or have we changed so much over millennia that we just become an invasive threat to whatever ecosystem exists in Eden today?